Okay, welcome back. Following up on episode 1, if you haven't seen that, you should go back and check that out so you have a foundation of what I'm talking about here. Okay, for the sake of time, I'm going pretty quick. I'm going to try and wrap this up. I could probably make this into 3 episodes. You know, our time of attention is so short today. You know, if we see a video that's more than 5 or 10 minutes, we don't even want to watch it. We don't even watch the whole thing sometimes. And I'm as guilty of that as anybody else. Okay, so I try to keep these short and to the point. If you haven't figured out, looking by the environment, these videos I make are geared towards men. You know, it's not. It's cold out here in the workshop. That's why I've got the coat on here, and you know, it's not the cleanest, high-tech environment, but it works for my target audience, which I'm sure you're okay with. All right. So what I want to do today is I want to contrast 2 different words, okay, in the English language. One is the word camaraderie, and the other is the word fellowship. All right. Now, the definitions are there, as you can see below. Camaraderie is friendship among people who spend time together. Simple definition. Fellowship, friendly association with those who share one's interest. Again, they seem very similar, and they are similar, but they're not the same, particularly the biblical definition of what we're going to look at. So, the word fellowship is translated from the Greek word koinonia. Koinonia, as you see there on the screen. Greek word, because the New Testament's written in Greek and Aramaic. Okay, the Greek word for that is translated into fellowship. And by definition, you see the definition there. Okay, it's listed used over 17 times in the New Testament. I'm not going to list all of them, obviously. You can do a word search on that yourself. Okay, but in Acts, I'll just list one. Acts chapter 2, 42 says they continued steadfastly in the apostles' doctrine and fellowship, or koinonia. All right. Now, what are the differences of the 2 words? I'm glad you asked. All right. So, camaraderie, and we get the word comrade from that, which is used frequently. Okay. I enjoy camaraderie myself. You know, I just got back from the gym earlier. I have guys there that I associate with, and we talk about light things, you know, sports, the weather, etc. We're not delving into transparency for personal issues, etc. At least if you do that there, I think people will run away from you. I mean, you know, that's not what we're there for. We have a focused intention. Okay, it's the same thing. Hang out together, fishing guys, hunting, working on projects that I do with guys. Hang out, watching football game or something. Okay, you have a purpose there. Workplaces like that, you don't get to pick who you hang out with there in the workplace. You need to learn how to get along with each other because you have different political ideologies, theologies, interests, etc. So, but still, you have a camaraderie. I worked in a department that I was in, lasted on for almost 25 years. You know, we built a pretty tight bond there. Men who are in military units, particularly if they go to combat, have very tight bonds. That's a camaraderie. Okay. Now, what I want to look at is camaraderie functions at a certain level. For the sake of what we're talking about here, we would say at the reasoning, mental, soulish level. Okay? You're together with other men who are of, like the workplace or different places, like common places like that, gym, etc., who are kind of at that particular soulish level. You're not going to divulge yourself of personal needs, etc., because it's not the place for it, and mostly the other guys are a lot like each other. All right? For example, if I took, 2 knives, and I can take them and I can do this, etc. with them, are they going to get sharpened? No, neither is going to be able to sharpen the other, because you need to go to a steel, okay, or to a stone. We talked about the analogies of that in the last broadcast, Jesus being that stone, and other Christian men being the steel that are used to realign the sharpness of a particular knife. Okay, to function at the koinonia level, or the fellowship level, that takes a certain main element, and that is being available to and being connected to the Holy Spirit of God living inside you. and you are open and available and have your ears attuned to hearing how he directs your life. Then you have the ability, through talking with other men, etc., to be able to help minister to their needs. Okay, I'll make the analogy a lot like a plant. Okay, I do a lot of growing of things, gardening, planting, had a landscaping business, etc. Okay, when a tree or plant of some kind has a disease, fungus, pests, etc., in the leaves, you can try and treat the leaves, and it has some merit to it, but eventually the problem a lot of times is in the root. Okay, so to get to the root level, obviously you've got to dig down, you've got to dig deep, and you've got to get to whatever you're going to put in there, fertilization or pesticides or whatever, okay, to solve that problem that manifests itself in the leaf level. Okay, so fixing things in the leaf level requires fixing things at the root. I'm sorry for the reflection. I can see the sun's coming in on my hands. There's nothing magical in me. That's just sunlight reflection. Okay, just so you know. So, in order to function at that fellowship level, obviously, that higher level, we need to come together with people who are of like spirit, or of like mentality of as far as seeking and knowing and wanting to please God and to help other men. Okay, we have to be able to come together with people at that particular level. Okay, so to kind of wrap this up and review our points a little bit, the thing is that we saw is the contrast between camaraderie at the soulish mental reasoning level, all right, that is enjoyable to a degree, but never takes you to the next level, never solves a lot of problems. Again, I said sociology, psychology deals at this level, has some help and merit, but the root problem is only solved by the Lord and only accessed when you get together at the koinonia level, where men are there together that are used of God, and he uses imperfect vessels. I mean, if you know me, you certainly know I'm not an imperfect vessel. Okay, he's used me, he uses friends of mine to minister to me, etc. You've got to function at that level. Now, to close with this, we're going to look at and we're going to hear some testimonies of some of the men that I'm in the group with. Sun's getting annoying there. Okay, and we're going to hear what they have to say about it. Older guys like myself. You know, I have a pastor who says, if you're not dead, God is not done with you yet. I shared my intro video that I said, Lord, now that I'm old and gray-headed, forsake me not till I'm able to share your strength with this generation and your power for those to come. Okay? You know, an old guys, we like to complain a lot. We like to say, this younger generation, these young guys, blah, blah, blah. Okay, it's easy to complain. But do you want to contribute to that negatively, or do you want to be a help and a solution to the problem? If you've developed some wisdom that God has shown you through things over the years, you need to be out there and you need to be mentoring and counseling and sharing the wisdom that hopefully God has given you with these young men.
And you have guys that are electricians, that are contractors, that are doctors, that are all walks of life, and you have all these people rallying behind you when things go on in your life, and the value of that community is well worth the sacrifice of the time.
We've been doing men's group here for about 4 or 5 years now, and the amount of time that we put in here every week has made exponential growth in my life, because I have men around me that are holding me accountable. I welcome them to hold me accountable. We take life and we bring it into Scripture together, and we truly are the men. We're trying to be the men that God calls us to be, but we can't do that without having other men on that same mission to help us get there. So if I were So let's be intentional with that $10. Who knows what it could be?
And these guys, they really are like brothers. They're really tight friends. It's not just people that you see once a week. These are guys that do life with you, and that's what makes it different from most men's group or little gatherings that you become a part of, these guys actually live life with you.
Okay, my name's Don. I've been coming to this men's group for 2 years. This men's group has taught me more about myself than anything else in life. And I recommend it to anybody.
Oh, I've been coming here about 5 months now, and I was driving down the road one day and I saw a sign for Kingdom Worship. Something turned me around. I came back, met all these guys. They were great. Iron does sharpen iron.
I'm always happy to be here in the men's group, and this is one of the funny things is found this place completely by accident. The Lord brought me here. Stopped to say hi to a friend at a barbershop. Happened to be having a men's group. My question was, what's a men's group? A few years later, I know what it is. Seeing guys that want to be better husbands, better fathers, better friends for one another, because Jesus Christ is teaching them to do that. And when I first came here and saw the desire of people to actually make changes in one another's lives and to stand beside each other when trials and tests came up, there was so much willingness. And I thought I was a good Christian. I thought I understood the Word. And I started to share the Word, and I was thinking, maybe I can help these guys. And now the Lord's shown me I get a lot more back than what I provide.
My name is Carlos. Prior to coming to men's group, I was on the outside looking in. And I didn't think that all these guys would have something relatable, something that I can relate to with the problems I was going through. And I was very wrong for that. There's a lot of people from different walks of life here, and we all have our own problems, and there's some problems that they have that I wouldn't ever want to go through, and I wouldn't want them to go through any of my problems. But we have each other to lean on, and we push each other to walk that narrow path. And my life, I can't say my life just became perfect, but it's been a lot better now that I have a good support team behind me, and I'm so thankful for that. He's Don. I love the men's group.
For his eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches me.